So we went down to Red River Gorge for our family's first backpacking trip, and we previously, about a month before that, we went on our first car camping trip down there, and it was great. It went wonderfully, and the kids loved it, and obviously they're very excited to go on our first backpacking trip. So I picked the trail, and I picked a trail called Rockbridge Trail, but it was in a part of the park that I've never been before called the Clifty Wilderness.
It was hot.
Kept looking at the weather and making sure that it wasn't going to rain, and we even checked on the way down there to make sure it wasn't going to rain. It said like 20% chance of rain the following day, so we brought our rain jackets, you know, just in case, but we really were thinking we weren't going to use it.
So yeah, we kept checking the weather, even to the point where we started hiking in before we lost service. And there was not supposed to be any chance of rain that night. The weather was great. We get to the trailhead, and it's immediately a lot more intense than I thought it was going to be. So we just start pouring buckets of sweat, and the trail we picked is actually really gorgeous, don't you think so? They had waterfalls, lots of waterfalls, and the trail, what we did was we went up this Rockbridge Trail, and then we took a connecting trail called Swift Camp Creek, and that's where we planned on going backpacking. Overall, we thought we were going to do this loop that was like 5 miles, but that's one thing I did wrong, is that I overestimated mileage and how hard the trail was going to be. So we get back there, and like I said, it's a gorgeous trail, and there were some parts that were actually kind of sketchy. Narrow.
Yeah, narrow and on a cliff.
On a cliff.
Yeah, so if I had to do it again, I would probably have picked an easier trail that wasn't as dangerous. So
it wasn't just us, it was us plus 2 kids, ages 5 and 7, and our 2 dogs.
Right, that were pulling us the entire time.
Yeah.
They were having fun, the kids were having fun as well, but once we got about, I would say, 3 miles back, they started complaining, and Logan didn't want to carry his backpack anymore. But that's okay, because honestly I was really proud of both of them for hanging in there as long as they did for their first backpacking trip. Yeah. They did great. Very minimal complaining. But we finally get back about 3 miles on this trail, and what is worrying is that I'm not finding a lot of places where we could set up camp. So we're asking people that are coming the other way, like, hey, is there camping spots up there? And this guy tells me about one. He was like, and he shows me on a map, he says, here, you'll have to scramble down some rocks a little bit and you'll find it. So we eventually get to the spot he's talking about, and lo and behold, it's exactly what he said. So thanks, that guy, if you ever watch this. That was a great tip. So we finally scrambled down these rocks, and it's right along a creek, and it's these huge sandstone overlooks, and just, it was gorgeous.
The creek was huge.
And there was nobody down there. So we could let the dogs off the leash. They went crazy. It was a really great time, and the kids get in the creek and start splashing around. And they got filthy dirty. And by the time we get done hiking, it's around 5 o'clock, right? So we immediately start setting up camp, and we get everything set up. We were able to get the stove cooking, and we cooked dinner real quick, and the kids are playing the entire time, dogs are running around, and the sky just goes dark. And I'm like, oh no, it's not supposed to rain. So we didn't even have the rain fly on the tent. We'd only been at camp for maybe an hour, so we throw on the rain fly at the tent. I'm like, oh, please don't rain, because our intentions were to sleep with the rain fly off the tent so it would stay cooler that night, because like I said before, it's super hot. So it just didn't work out that way. I throw the rain fly on the tent, and we just started pouring rain. So you gotta imagine, the kids are filthy, we're filthy, the dogs are filthy in this 4-person tent, and we just all dive in the tent. And everything was set up already, which was another mistake, is we didn't keep our sleeping stuff separate, because we really didn't think we were gonna be able to, we really needed to go into the tent at all. So we just pummeled everybody inside, and everything got filthy, sandy, wet, and it just poured rain from about 6 o'clock. It's slowed down around 9, but then it just rained for the rest of the day. First backpacking trip.
Right. Yeah, the first backpacking trip, and today it's raining. And you hardly can't hear us, I think, because it rains so loud. It's the bag isn't it?
It's on the outside, baby.
Woo!
He's probably trying to get out of the rain too, bud.
We already is out there.
Hope it's slowing down.
I hope it's just a pop-up thunderstorm.
What's a pop-up thunderstorm? That looks like it's on the
I think she's got
inside.
eye issues.
But it looks like it's on the inside. These glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's sunny, don't you notice like her eyes are cloudy?
No.
No? I guess one thing is we're, if it's pouring rain, we're backpacking the right way.
Mom,
Oh, what are you filming?
I'm getting my video. I want a
We
video.
also did an accompanying video to this one about the top 5 things that we did wrong, mistakes that we will not make again. So if you're interested in watching that, we'll link the video right there.
Overall, it wasn't the best time I've ever had, for sure. The rain kind of ruined things, but there were some highlights to the trip as well. Playing in the creek and seeing the waterfalls.
We saw the salamander, like all of these things we have pictures of.
Yeah. What do you think? Are you excited to backpack again? You are?
So my favorite part of backpacking was about the creek.
What did you do in the creek?
A plane splash and find a little bit of seashells.
Bringing your kids out in nature and having them experience it, like things that you've experienced in the past, is always
It's special.
it's special. I don't think it was such a bad time that I scared everybody off with backpacking, but I do think we learned a lot and we'll do it different next time.
We need to hurry.
What?
Oh, yeah. They come.
Who? The dogs?
They'll probably push me.
So, how many miles do you say we hiked? Probably only like 2.5. Yeah, 2.5, 3.
Look how many clams I found. Found a lot of clams. Hello, I'm Mr. Clam. I'll give most of them to Nana because most of them are green.
Oh yeah, she loves green. You know that. So,
In my clear pocket.
yeah, in your clear pocket.
Wait, no, I can't get anything out of my clear pocket.
Why not?
Yes, it's stuck. I can't even get my
What
real
do you
crystal
mean?
out of there.
We'll unstick it. Put it. I don't know.
I'll put it. Turn it.
Yeah, I will. Oh my gosh. Look at these happy pups.
We are in heaven.
All right, Mom, I wanted to show you. Hi, Mom. Hey, how good your birthday present works, but also where we found this amazing place. Unbelievable. I cannot believe we found this. And look how happy the dogs are. Hey, Logan. Logan.
Hello.
Who's a happy baby? So it goes around here.
Rocket.
What is that?
A huge rock. That's what it is.
Oh, wow. You feel how much cooler the temperature is right here?